Finally, check it out. Look at this, not a cloud in the sky. Mind you, it's still 3.5 hours until sunset, but I'm thinking tonight is another night where I can film another video. For astrophotography, my goal would be the Orion Nebula, and I got this just recently. I bought this. Basically, my phone fits in the bit at the bottom, and the lens fits up at the top here, and I can tighten it and adjust it to have it look perfectly down the barrel. So hopefully I can get a lot better shots, and I can get some exposure shots and stack them. So the goal is the Orion Nebula. So hoping these clouds stay away. But while we wait for the sun to go down, I thought I'd give you a little bit of background on nebulas and the Orion Nebula. So the word nebula is actually Greek for cloud, and that's essentially what nebulas are. They are just clouds of gas and dust in space. And the constellation of Orion having many of these. One, my favorite, being the Orion Nebula. This nebula is my favorite just simply by the way it looks. It is situated in the constellation of Orion, and if you're in a dark enough place, you can actually see it with the naked eye. It is also a gold mine for new star formations. But how about we take a look at my scope? So here's my telescope. This is the TK1 by Thames and Cosmos. It is a chromatic refractor, 700mm focal length, and the way I'll be viewing the Orion Nebula will be with this eyepiece here. This is 20mm focal length, and the way you calculate magnification is you get the focal length of the scope and divide it by the focal length of the eyepiece. So in this case it would be 700 divided by 20, which equals 35. So the sun has finally gone down. It is almost 11 o'clock at night. But there are clouds. There are little patches of clouds there. It's not completely covered, so I assume it's going to be a battle with the clouds, but we'll have to see how it goes. That was just a car that went past. You can't see much at all. There's light coming through the house, through the window there. But yeah, there's a couple of clear patches right around the Orion constellation, which is what I want. So I'm going to use that now. I've got my scope set up just over here, which you can't see at all. But looks like I'm just going to start my imaging. Alright, so that is an imaging session done. This little adapter thing, that works really well. So I'm very happy about that. It's a good purchase, but yeah, like I said before, constant battle with the clouds. They kept moving over. I lost sight of the nebula, but I got a few shots. The app that I'm actually using to capture it has quite a lot of grain. I think that's due to the high ISO setting that I had it at. But so the final image is going to be very grainy, but I definitely got some shots of the nebula. The raw shot, so one raw shot I'll show you now. To me it doesn't look too bad. To anyone else out there it's probably horrible, but I'm pretty happy with what I got there. I also got a couple shots of Pleiades or Pleiades. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not sure quite how to spell it, but it's on the screen now. That is a constellation or a star cluster. I'm unsure about that actually. Should do some research. But I got a couple of frames of that, so I might stack them and see how that looks as well, just out of curiosity. But anyway, the final image of the Orion Nebula is right here. So I haven't seen it yet, again, so hopefully it's good. Any comments and suggestions you guys have, leave them in the comments below. But as far as upgrading equipment, I have a big long list that I'm working on for the best equipment I can get, and it's looking quite expensive, so it's going to be a little while until I can afford that. But as we're talking about expenses now, I may as well mention Patreon as like a shameless plug. So link in the description for that. If you do want to support me and help me reach this goal of buying better equipment, then Patreon down there, donate as little or as much as you want. But anyway, that is another astrophotography video done. So definitely plenty more of these. As the months go on and different things are visible in the sky, I will definitely be imaging them, such as Jupiter. In 5 or 6 months, I think that'll be pretty much opposite from the sun, so it'll be good times to have a go at it. But until then, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you think I've earned it, then consider subscribing. Other than that, have a good one.